This is a video example that goes along with the lesson on my site, whyisuckatguitar.com, entitled Note for Note Can Hurt You. And in my band, Six to Midnight, which is a cover band in Chicago, we learned Any Way You Want It by Journey a couple years ago. It was one of the first songs that we learned. And Neal Schon is a heck of a guitar player, one of the best players in the world, probably, and he can pretty much play as fast as he wants to and for as long as he wants to. And there were some flurries in that solo that were going to be difficult for me to learn if I wanted to play the solo note for note. But being in a band situation, it was no longer about learning something note for note. It was about, how do I get this song ready for the stage as quickly as possible and have the solo fit and sound at least like the solo that's in the song. So I knew I was in the key of G major, and there are a couple of different, or a few different components of the solo that I wanted to make sure that I could approximate, let's say. So leading into the solo, there's kind of a flurry that goes like this. So I'm on G, A, and B. That's the 15th, 17th, and 19th frets of the high E string. And then there's a bend where he does this kind of singing bend from A up to B. And there's some rhythmic phrasing in there. I just came up with something that sounded good to me and was easy to play. And then he does a 16th note run that descends and ends on a bend from D up to E on the B string, which is from the 15th fret bent up to the 17th. And once again, I'm not playing what he's playing, but and in fact, at this point, I'm not even going to really tell you what I'm playing, because the point is to not play something note for note. I'm in the key of G. I'm doing a run down the pentatonic G major scale in a way that fits comfortably under my fingers, and it works. And then he's got, after that, he's got a little kind of lyrical passage. Once again, it's an approximation. It's not exactly what he does. And then at the end, he's got this kind of fast run that would have taken me a long time to learn. And at the time, I was working on my tapping technique, so I thought it would be a good place for me to be able to substitute in a fast tapping passage for what Neal Schon does in that part. So what I substituted in for the end run and that's just a run in the key of G. So I'm starting down here on the 9th fret of the G string, G, or E, I should say, F sharp, G, and I'm using B and then A. And my fretting hand is still a lot better than my picking hand. I spent 6 years playing classical guitar. So 6 years of developing this hand that I did not spend with a pick in my hand. So there are places where I need to go with legato technique and tapping, because I'm still trying to get my picking hand to catch up with my fretting hand. It's coming. Not all the way there yet. So and the only thing I'm doing there that's even slightly unorthodox is that I'm hammering with my pinky onto the next lower string so that I can continue the run. So that's all on one string. And then after that, I hammer down onto the 12th fret of the D string so that I can continue on the next string. And it's just, once again, it's the G major scale. Once again, on the D string, I'm hammering down again here onto the A on the 12th fret of the A string, and I'm using my, my tap note here up on the 14th fret of both of those strings. So that's an example of how you can take the things that you're good at and use them to your advantage in making a solo that's an approximation of something that somebody else has played, where if you had to learn it note for note, it would be very difficult for you to get it to the stage. But in my case, it only took me a couple of days to put that together, and I can pretty much rip it off live anytime I need to, which is what's important. So here's what the whole thing sounds like.